Hello everyone and welcome to our aTech channel. Today we're going to tickle your curiosity again. We will review together everything that has been discovered about Mars so far. Let's start with why Mars is such a fascinating planet. It is freezing cold and is covered with reddish dust. We can imagine that this is not the reason for such fascination. On the other hand, Mars has similarities with Earth. There are volcanoes, ravines, and flat plains, among others. According to scientists, we can also find canals. These canals seem to have been dug by rivers and streams a long time ago. And to learn more about this planet, NASA has sent 5 robotic vehicles called rovers over the years. But what are these astromobiles for, and what exactly did they find? Sojourner, Spirit, and Opportunity and Curiosity were the first rovers deployed on Mars, and NASA's 5th Mars rover, Perseverance, landed on the red planet in February 2021. According to NASA, Perseverance continues the path of its predecessors, Curiosity. As a reminder, the latter explored a Martian surface on 2012. As we speak, both of these astromobiles are still on Mars. The rovers help scientists understand what different parts of the planet are made of. Mars is made up of many different types of rocks. Each rock is made up of a mixture of chemical elements. A rover can travel to different areas, and so study the different chemical compositions of each rock. These compositions tell us about the environments that had changed these rocks over time. With this in mind, several discoveries have been made by the rovers. Let's start with those made by Curiosity. Curiosity landed next to the sedimentary rock mountain almost 5 kilometers high. This kind of structure has the oldest rocks down, and each layer is a result of the conditions of a particular time. When Curiosity climbed 1,300 feet of the mountain, it picked up data from ancient lakes. They were in a crater named Gale. These lakes had probably been there for millions of years, if not much longer. But if the lakes are no longer there, how did Curiosity collect this data? Even if the lakes have dried up, Curiosity can see the remains of the millimeter-thick layers of mud. They were deposited in the lakes, probably year after year. The data tells us that even more about these lakes. It is likely that these lakes have sometimes dried up, and with climate change, they have returned. Remember that Curiosity was not designed to detect life. It was to determine if Mars had all the conditions necessary to promote life. Conditions such as water, carbon, and energy sources remain suitable for life. During its first year in the mission, Curiosity discovered a site nicknamed Yellowknife Bay. It was once home to an ancient lake. According to the material extract mode on the site, the water of the lake was neither too acidic nor too salty. The rover also found carbon, nitrogen, sulfur, and phosphorus, among others. Curiosity discovered potential energy sources for microbial life. In addition to this, the astromobile concluded that Mars once had carbon. This gas was found in rocks and soils. However, there was probably enough of it to serve as a raw material for life. Curiosity found that the rocks in Gale Crater had a variety of organic molecules. There's a possibility these carbon-containing molecules are pieces of more complex organic molecules. They have degraded over billions of years. It is also possible that they were buried there for a long time, and they later reappeared on the surface, thanks to erosion, for example. But what made NASA enthusiastic about this discovery? Well, the fact that these molecules were available made the environment even more suitable for life. Observers on Earth have long claimed to have seen methane in the atmosphere of Mars, and this long before the arrival of rovers on the planet Red. NASA was still quite skeptical. She thought that the methane was quickly destroyed by other chemicals. Curiosity, however, is equipped with a special sensor for methane. The astromobile was able to detect low levels of methane, and over the past 9 years, the rover has detected other higher gas spikes. To date, however, the source of the methane on Mars is unknown. One of Curiosity's latest discoveries was dust storms. Like on Earth, the wind blows constantly on Mars. This leaves a lot of dust behind. This sometimes turns into huge clouds, and in turn, these clouds absorb sunlight to the point where they heat up. One such storm occurred in 2018, and Curiosity was able to witness it firsthand. Even with such a thin atmosphere, the wind is able to move dust. Sand dunes were discovered on Mars in 1970 from Earth, but Curiosity observed the sand moving in the wind while being there. On the other hand, Curiosity's analysis has not been anonymous. Scientists have so far announced that many of the samples collected on Mars are rich in one type of carbon. This type is, on Earth, associated with biological processes. Although interesting, this discovery does not necessarily indicate ancient life on Mars. Scientists have not yet found conclusive evidence. They have not found, for example, sedimentary rock formations produced by ancient bacteria, or a diversity of complex organic molecules formed by life. Meanwhile, Perseverance has not been ideal. Several data have already been collected on its side. They allow to make other discoveries. This is largely due to the new navigation of the rover. Indeed, NASA has used the innovation onboard mapping, and then crossed them with the data proved by the supercams of the spacecraft. This made it easier to locate the landing zone of Perseverance at the time of descent, especially since Mars is difficult terrain to navigate. This data will indeed be invaluable for planning future missions. During this research, 2 rocks were distinguished by the rover. They were nicknamed Maz, which means Mars, and Yahigo, which means diligent. It turns out that these 2 rocks have an enormous resemblance to terrestrial basaltic rocks. The supercam uses laser-induced plasma atomic emission technology. Using a telescope that is connected to the spectrometer, it can measure the light from this plasma and thus deduce the chemical compositions of a rock. And these rocks have the same compositions as basalt on Earth. They could thus come from a volcano. We dare to imagine an aquatic environment having disappeared from the mountain surface. During his quest, Perseverance discovered another rock. This one is dark and smooth. It has also titillated the minds of scientists. After some analysis, NASA believes that this rock was covered by natural erosion. This suggests that running water may have once existed on this planet. This discovery has further confirmed the presence of water on the red planet, but it remains to have seen if life forms could have evolved on it. Sherlock is a device for detecting mineralogical and organic composition of Perseverance. The rover was able to identify carbon-connecting molecules on some rocks thanks to Sherlock. In December 2021, NASA announced that the organic molecules had been identified on the planet. These molecules are indeed found in the crater of Jezero. To know that, Perseverance is still there to this day. Although it seems promising, NASA specifies, however, that this discovery once again not significant to prove life on Mars. According to NASA, the identification of these molecules should not be considered proof of life, as we should also talk about biosignature. The presence of organic matter on any planet does not necessarily mean that life once existed there. They may well be the result of a non-biological but geological mechanism. In any case, Curiosity and Perseverance keep on doing great things on Mars, and we can't imagine what else the rovers might find there. That's it, folks. We're coming to the end of our video. What's the most significant discovery you've made so far on Mars? Feel free to leave a little comment. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to activate that bell notification. And by the way, a little blue thumbs up will make us very happy too. See you next time for another topic on aTech.